execute Order 66.
The effects of Order 66 were obviously devastating to the Jedi Order, and left many of their number dead at the hands of the newly formed Galactic Empire. But not every Jedi died during the infamous Purge, and some managed to make it out alive, meaning that they are very much around during the times of the Bad Batch, and therefore could plausibly make an appearance at some point. In this video, we are going to take a look at every Jedi that's alive during the Bad Batch, where they are, and what their future holds. Let's take a look. Of course, as any Star Wars fans will know, one of the few Jedi to survive Order 66 and the Jedi Purge was Obi Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan was on Utapau after killing General Grievous just as Order 66 was given, but he managed to make his escape and headed back to Coruscant, where he learns of Anakin's turn to the dark side. As we all know, Obi-Wan defeats Anakin in combat on the planet of Mustafar after gaining the high ground, before sending out a message to all the remaining Jedi to hide in the shadows, and then heading to Tatooine to keep a watchful eye over the young Luke Skywalker. Obi-Wan's days between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope will be the focus of the upcoming Obi-Wan miniseries, which may answer some questions as to what he was doing on the desert planet during the timeline of the Bad Batch. Again, as any Star Wars fan will know, another member of the Jedi Order to survive Order 66 was Yoda. Yoda had been on the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk as Palpatine sent his message, but like Obi-Wan, managed to escape and headed back to Coruscant to confront the man who had given the order himself. However, Yoda realized that Palpatine was simply too powerful to defeat, so he retreated to the swampy planet of Dagobah, where he used the powerful Force Virgins to keep himself hidden as he remained in exile. In Rebels, we see Yoda providing forms of long-distance training to young Jedi, but of course it's his training of Luke Skywalker that proved crucial for the Jedi Order to survive. Now, I know she had technically left the Jedi Order at this point, but one character who not only survived Order 66, but the events of the original trilogy as well, was, of course, Ahsoka Tano. After the siege of Mandalore, Ahsoka escaped with her clone friend Rex, and the two went on the run. Ahsoka went on to play a prominent part in the rebellion, acting as a rebel informant under the codename Fulcrum, and even goes toe-to-toe with her former master, Darth Vader. As we mentioned, Ahsoka also survives the events of Rebels, with her appearing in The Mandalorian, and with her set to have her own series where she will likely search for her pupil, Ezra Bridger. For anyone who watched the first episode of The Bad Batch, one Jedi that we all know definitely survived Order 66 is Caleb Dume, aka Kanan Jarrus, although his mentor, Depa Billaba, wasn't so lucky. After Order 66, Kanan, as one of the last Jedi Padawans, ends living a life on the run, hiding in the galaxy's criminal underworld and constantly changing planets as he was relentlessly hunted by the Empire. Thankfully for Kanan, he manages to eventually meet up with the Rebel Alliance, where he was an active member, until meeting his end on the planet of Lothal during the rescue of Hera Syndulla. One of the only Jedi to make it out of Coruscant alive was the Jedi Archivist, Jocasta Nu. Despite the attack on the Jedi Temple and the Archive, Jocasta managed to escape with many important records and pieces of data, stashing them away on some unknown world, far away from the reaches of the Empire and the Sith, where it was eventually found by Luke Skywalker. Unfortunately though for Jocasta, her life after Order 66 was very short, as she made her return to Coruscant in order to save even more valuable information that she didn't want the Sith to find. She was eventually captured and killed by Vader, but her sacrifice wasn't in vain, as Vader ended up destroying the holocron with the information, and, as we said, Luke eventually finds the other secrets she had managed to escape with. If you've played the Fallen Order game, you will know there was also two other Jedi to survive Order 66, Cal Kestis and Cere Junda. Cal managed to survive the Jedi Purge due to the actions of his master, Jaro Tapal, and ended up heading to the junk world of Bracca, where he managed to remain hidden until an accident obligated him to use the Force, leading the Empire right to him. Cal manages to escape with the help of fellow Jedi, Cere Junda, who had trained Jedi Padawans in the days before Order 66, but subsequently gave them up under torture. Kal and Cere then set up trying to restore the Jedi Order by searching for holocrons which housed information on locations of Force-sensitive individuals. Quick spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't played the game here, although they also have a run-in with Vader, both Kal and Cere make it out alive. But seeing as the video game series is unfinished, we are yet to discover what their final fates will be. But as we have said already, it's not just Padawans who manage to make it out alive, with some members of the Jedi Council also managing to make their escape. One of the oldest and weirdest looking dudes you will see, Oppo Rancisis, was a member of the Jedi Council throughout the prequels and seemingly managed to make it out of the Jedi Purge alive. As it was revealed, he was on Vader's most wanted list, where he was listed as a survivor. The issue is Rancisis is so good at hiding himself that no one knows where he is or what exactly happened to him after Order 66. And he seemingly has completely confounded Vader and the rest of the Empire, and even the Star Wars writers. While we don't know where he is or what he's doing, I'd like to think he's off living his best weird-looking life on some distant tropical planet. However, Rancisis isn't the only weird-looking member of the Jedi Council to make it out alive and to head off into general obscurity, with Coleman Kjac also appearing on Vader's list after surviving Order 66. Maybe they will show up in the Bad Batch, who knows? I want answers, Dave Filoni! I want answers! Now, while the members on this list have been out-and-out Jedi, this next one is admittedly a little bit of a gray area. Quinlan Vos was seen as a Jedi Master in the Clone Wars series, but he had been known to flirt with the dark side, with him even being the one-time pupil of Count Dooku, but was brought back to the side of the light by his love interest, Ventress. Like Rancisis and Kjac, Vos's whereabouts and life post-Order 66 is unknown. But he was another that was presumed alive after the order was given, and seeing as he appeared in the Clone Wars, who's to say he won't be in the Bad Batch as well? Like Rancisis and Kjac, Eeth Koth was another member of the Jedi Council to make it out alive after the Jedi Purge. But unfortunately, we do know he met his end. Koth had actually stepped down from the Jedi Order shortly before Order 66 took place, and ended up becoming a priest in the Church of the Ganthic Enlightenment. Sadly for him, he was still seen as a threat and was hunted down and killed by Vader in a lightsaber duel, before Vader kidnapped his daughter and chose her as a candidate for Project Harvester, the Empire's attempt to capture Force-sensitive individuals and turn them into Imperial operatives skilled in the ways of the dark side. Like Eeth Koth, Naq Med was another member of the Jedi Order who renounced their vows and left to marry and have a family. Like Kal and Caleb, Ferren Barr was another Padawan to survive Order 66, and ended up fleeing to the planet of Mon Cala, where he spent his time learning how the Jedi Order fell, before trying to restart the Jedi Order himself. But like so many on this list, Barr found himself dying at the hands of Vader, as the two engaged in a lightsaber duel, with Vader crushing his fledgling Jedi Order once and for all. And finally, although they are far away from their Jedi days, of course Luke Skywalker, as well as his sister Leia, and Ezra Bridger were born in the year of 19 BBY, the same time the Bad Batch takes place, and therefore are also alive during the course of the show.